Good morning, everybody. Auronnj here with another War of the Visions video, and today we are going to do a Vision Card and Esper guide for Duane, the new global exclusive unit. So people are probably getting him leveled up, trying to get him into Arena, maybe work him into Guild Wars, but you need to know which Espers do I need resonance with, and which Vision cards are going to work with him and his team. So that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to start with Espers. So, Esper 1 I'd like to talk about is Igion. This is one that I haven't heard a whole lot of buzz about yet, but I actually think it's a really good Esper for Duane, especially in the current meta. Igion is going to have Pierce Resist up. That's going to be good against all the Pierce teams that are around right now. Also has Magic Resist up. That's going to help against those Piercing plus Calculator teams. There's a lot of Kane plus Leela, Kane plus Ildira running around. And it has Slash Attack up. So you're going to have to pick and choose which of those you kind of want, who you want to go against, etc. But some combination of either both Resists and Slash Attack up are all things that Duane's going to want. And something you're going to see throughout this guide is Duane can kind of be as tanky or as DPS as you want him to be. Igion is a good mix of those two things. You can boost his slash attack while boosting a defense type, or you can go straight tank and boost two defense types with this card. Really good and really synergizes well with Duane's base resist because he's already resistant to Pierce, and his specific Vision card gives Magic Resist, so this also works with that. We'll get to Vision cards later. Anyway, we're going to go on to TwoHeaded Dragon. Okay, TwoHeaded Dragon is an offensive-focused Vision card for Duane. There is a little bit of Pierce Resist in here, so it is good at mitigating Kane a little bit, and that Pierce Resist, you get part of it naturally going down the slash attack tree. But if you look, TwoHeaded Dragon gives a lot of attack, has a lot of attack up, and it has accuracy up. Accuracy is going to be something that Duane's going to suffer for a little bit. His luck is very low, and if you don't have access to Agrius's Event Sword with all that accuracy on it, maybe TwoHeaded Dragon is your way of covering that weakness of his while still boosting his damage. This isn't going to be the best Esper for making him really tanky, but it will help him hit a lot harder and land his hits. So if you're running him with a tank or something like that, TwoHeaded Dragon is a really good consideration. Alright, next up, we have Fenrir. Fenrir is another hybrid offense/defense Esper. Really good against magic teams. As you can see, Fenrir has great magic resist, and the magic resist is tied in with the accuracy. So you can kind of buff one of Duane's weaknesses while making him resistant to magic. It also gives you access to a little bit of attack and gives you that slash attack up. Obviously, Duane's going to want slash attack up if you can ever find it in your Esper. So I think Fenrir is a really solid choice. I will definitely level resonance on my Fenrir, and if there's ever a time where there's just a whole bunch of magic running around, like, oh, I don't know, Yuna in a couple of months when everyone in the world has her, hey, here's Duane, and maybe with this he can survive a little bit of Yuna and kill her. I don't know if that's true. Yuna seems like she blows everybody off the world, so we'll see. But that's Fenrir. Okay, next up, Odin. Here's your best offensive Esper, in my opinion, for Duane. It has the Human Killer, it has slash attack up, it has attack up. Like, this whole part of Odin right here just says, I want to do lots of damage. You actually can't get all of this. This last node right here is very expensive, but a lot of Human Killer here, a lot of slash attack up here, and then a little bit of attack to mix in. Odin is just such a good PvP Esper because he can also be a little bit defensive if you want him to be. If this is the only Esper you've raised resonance with, and you want to be kind of tanky, yeah, there's missile resist options, and there's slash resist options in here as well. So Odin, very good choice to level up with Duane, especially if you want to do a bunch of damage and run Duane with a tank or somebody to kind of help cover him. Okay, next up, Demon Wall. Demon Wall is our first real true tank Esper for Duane. It is great in the current meta, which seems to be going towards dark. It's going to be great in the light meta that we know is coming from JP. And I think you should level Resonance with Duane and this card if you have it. I know a lot of people don't have it, especially if you skipped Kayn, you probably skipped Demon Wall too. But if you have Kayn, you probably have Demon Wall. Put Resonance to Duane from Demon Wall. It also has Slash Resist up. That's another strength of Duane. So this amplifies that strength right here. And then it has Dark Resist, Light Resist. This is why I say it's good for the current meta and the coming meta. Resisting types of element is going to become more and more important as some mono element teams start working their way in. I really believe we're going to start seeing a lot of mono dark teams with the release of Duane, with Super Stern running around, with Kayn running around, with all the other great dark units. So here you go. You can get more slash resist for Runestern, and you can also get some dark resistance for Runestern. I think this is a really, really good tank card for Duane, or tank Esper, excuse me, for Duane. This is the first one I leveled Resonance on him with, and this is what I'm going to be using with him in Arena later today. Okay, next up. Death Machine. Death Machine is a very, niche Esper for Duane, but remember, Duane has that missile resist passive that he can put on. And I think if you're going to go against missile teams, and maybe there is some missile teams coming around with Luartha coming out. I see tons of Lucia in Arena right now. Well, here you go. Here's more missile resistance plus defense. Big time tank Esper. Good luck dying to missile teams if you go all of that and all of that. You're going to be really hard to kill. His problem will be getting more hate. If you're going to run Death Machine and want him to tank gunners the whole fight, or tank archers the whole fight, he's going to need to generate more than his base 5 hate. So you might want to mix in a Vow of Love as a vision card if you plan on tanking against missile teams. But if you just want him to be a missile team bruiser and just soak up a few hits, boom, here you go. Okay, next up. Try not to get into vision cards till we actually get there. Golem. Golem is your been there since day one tank Esper, and I think it still applies for Duane. First of all, it has the defense. Defense is good against every physical type. And then it has Pierce resistance. Yeah, we're in a Pierce meta right now, and I think Pierce won't completely go away for a long time. So if you want to target Pierce teams, Golem is going to make you really tanky. If you need to mix in some damage, it has Human Killer in there. Human Killer is just good for killing people in PvP. The Nier event hasn't come out yet. When that does, we'll have our first non-human playable character in this game. And then if you have Eileen's goggles, you're going to feel OP. But that's a whole different thing. So to kind of wrap up Espers, because Golem's the last one we're talking about here, those are my recommendations for your first 7 Espers to level with Duane. Or some mix of that depending on what you have. I started with Demon Wall, and I am doing Igion next. That's just what I'm doing, and those are what I think are going to boost him early for me. Alright, let's move on to vision cards and kind of like team comp hybrid talk here. So there's a lot going on the screen. What I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about some potential teammates I think Kayn will like to have, and then what vision cards they're probably going to bring, and then what vision cards Duane can bring to really boost that team's effectiveness. Let's start with Kayn. Okay, if you have Kayn and you're planning on running Kayn and Duane, you probably have Demon Wall. Like most people I've seen that have Kayn did not just get him, they got his vision card too. So let's assume that Kayn is bringing Demon Wall into your group. What does Demon Wall come with? Well, Demon Wall comes with this right here, which in short is Pierce attack up 25 for the group and slash resistance 12 for the group. Both of those things are good for Duane. There's great synergy between these two units. Duane can go Dragoon subjob and make use of that pierce attack if he wants. And he also has slash resist innately, so he can amplify that with this. This makes Duane tankier and do more damage. So good. One great thing about Demon Wall is it does multiple things. Alright, how does Duane bring something to the table here? Well, the obvious choice. The choice that is going to be on every one of the pages I'm about to bring up is Duane's personal vision card. It's going to boost attack for the group, and it's going to boost magic resist for the group. This card is great for the same reason Demon Wall is great. They both do two things. That really frees up the third slot to be a resist type. Vow of Love, although I wouldn't run Vow of Love with this. My point is, if you run Demon Wall plus Duane's card, your third card can be nearly anything you want. Specifically, it might be Diablos. Diablos is going to be insane right now for mono dark teams. That dark attack up for your whole group, doesn't matter what damage type they're doing, it's going to be great. These two cards are going to be on every page that I recommend for Duane plus another dark unit. I'm not going to get into Duane plus other unit team comps yet. I'm going to need to play around with him more in Arena first. But this is an obvious one. Duane and Kane, that's coming. And so how do you build it? Well, Demon Wall plus one of these two, and then basically anything else. If you're going against a bunch of Pierce units, maybe throw Behemoth in there and boost your Pierce resistance. If you want some more accuracy, throw an accuracy card in there. Throw Chocobo in there for some agility. You can really mix and match however you want to here. This is a great combo, and these two cards are going to be good on Duane in any circumstance. One thing you're going to see, I also have MR alternatives listed up here. This is for Duane specifically, and I just think these are good cards for him. Y'all probably know what these cards do already. I'm not going to do a detailed review of a bunch of cards that have been out forever, but those are also good cards for Duane. Okay, I think you'll get a better feel for what I'm doing. Let's move to the next one. We're going to talk about Duane plus Ruinstern, and I'm going to add in some more cards to the mix. So, Ruinstern, if he's grouped with Duane, is going to bring Exorcist a lot of times, or some kind of slash attack card. So, something like this, or Igion, or Echoing Screams. This is what you're going to see on Ruinstern a lot. So, let's assume, for the sake of this build, that Ruinstern is bringing Uldoa's card. Alright, you got that slash attack penetration. This is good for Duane. Duane does damage, Duane does slash attack damage. Cool. But you have a lot to be desired in your group if this is all that Ruinstern's bringing for a group buff. So what can Duane bring to amplify? We already talked about these two cards, both of which are going to be good. More attack and magic resist, great every time. Dark attack, great every time. What else? Well, let's start with Igion. Igion's going to give slash attack for the group. You're going to need that in some way if you're running with Ruinstern and Duane. So Igion brings that slash attack, and it brings accuracy to again help cover for Duane's low base luck. I think Igion is a fantastic card for Duane. Then there's also Echoing Screams. If you just want to go maximum damage capability, yeah, throw Echoing Screams in there. Ruinstern's going to love it. Duane's going to love it. You're now going to be slash attacking really hard, and you're going to be penetrating their defense with this. Okay, what about the third card? What third card do you want in this situation? Well, any combo of these two. Of these 5 cards on the screen, 2 of them in combination, plus a defense card, gonna be great. Maybe you're targeting slash teams, so you mix in some slash resistance. Maybe you're targeting piercing teams, mix in some pierce resistance, you get it. Or, if you just want to be big time damage, throw a combination of 3 of these cards, or 2 of them in another offensive card together, and just blast people. I really like the idea of Exorcist, one of these 2, and Diablos. I think that's going to just be banger damage, and good luck to anybody out there surviving that. I'm definitely going to play with that once my Runestone is ready. My Runestone is not PvP ready right now. Need some of those shards. Anyway, next, let's jump to Venera. Something I have heard getting thrown around a lot is running Duane in some kind of evasion comp. If you watched my Duane review video, I don't actually think he's going to be good in evasion comps. Luck is a big deal for evading, and this dude has no luck. Now, I'd argue that anybody who's like grouped with Venera has good luck. Just ask Dario about that. But anyway, that's not what we're talking about. So, if you're running a Venera and a luck and a dodge team, Shiva's going to be in this mix, right? You're going to get this evasion from Shiva. So what can Duane bring to this group to help it? Well, again, we have our two cards that are just great no matter what. Okay, we know about those. What else? Well, Duane has some decent agility for a tank. So if you're really leaning into this evasion thing and you're like, I'm making it work, I might suggest something like Chocobo for Duane. This is going to increase the agility for the group, which is going to help everybody in the group dodge. But for Duane, it's going to give him 10 defense. I'm telling you, he's not dodging. Like, he might dodge once or twice, but they're going to tag him eventually. Chocobo is really nice. It's going to give him some defense, so when they do hit him, he doesn't just die. And then maybe you can get 1 out of 3 dodges and really kind of mess the other team up like that. I think Chocobo, really, really good in a Duane evasion build if you're just committed to that. Then, I also like Ifrit. If you don't have this or this, I like this. If you need to bring some kind of damage in an evasion squad, I think. Otherwise, you can dodge all day, but you're going to have to hit them so many times. Eventually, Auronnj is going to go against you, etc. So, if we're talking about Venera evasion teams, I think Duane could bring something like Diablos or Ifrit to help her specifically. Venera likes to do 2 different damage types. She's a shooter and a stabber, missile damage and slash damage. So, Diablos will boost both of those, and so will Ifrit. I really think those are good for him to bring, or Chocobo, in an evasion-based group. Or just don't run evasion, I think it's bad on you. But whatever, people are going to do it. Last up, I want to talk specifically about Whisper. This is somebody I think people are sleeping on with Duane, and I think Duane is going to work really, really well in combination with a more true tank, and him being kind of like a backup tank slash bruiser. Whisper can generate hate really well with Taunting Spell, but as you know, if you play Whisper, you build her for a specific resist type. So she's going to bring something, one of these kind of cards, right? Like slash resist, pierce resist, missile resist. She's going to find a resist and bring it. Duane works great in resist builds. So I think he works great with Whisper as a secondary tank slash like bruiser damage type. So what you're going to do is you're just going to mix and match your cards for the specific resistance and then find an offensive card to slide in there to help him out. I recommend Diablos here. Run Whisper, Duane, and another dark card. Throw this in, boost your whole team's damage, etc. I also really like Iron Giant in a slash resist based team with Whisper. Specifically, I like Iron Giant on Duane because he'll get the personal buff of slash attack up, buff the whole group's slash resist, and it's not as good as Solidus, but you don't need to take 1 damage. That's not necessary to win the fight. You must not get Whisper's mitigation to... She mitigates everything but 1 damage. You just need her to tank enough that you can kill the other team before they kill you. In Guild Wars, you need to do that twice. Okay, so maybe you can sacrifice Solidus for a little more damage on your Duane with Iron Giant. Something to think about. Don't forget cards like Behemoth here, which gives you that pierce resist. If you're a Whisper player, you know about the resist cards. I think Duane is great in a resist-based group. Cool. Yeah, and I think that's it, guys. I hope this video was helpful. I'm just now starting to experiment with Duane in Arena. I will have Arena showcase video coming out for him later, and then he will definitely be a tank in my Let's Talk Tank series, but I need to get him to 99, and I need to have experienced him in Guild Wars a few times before I feel really comfortable making that. I hope y'all are having a great Christmas. Today is that special day. We're actually not celebrating today with my family. We're celebrating later because life and all that stuff. But yeah, Merry Christmas, y'all, and have a wonderful day. I will see you next time.